gold, gold, gold in California. It lasted barely a decade, but it's synonymous with American history. We named a football team after the 49ers. It populated the the city of San Francisco and forever, and it basically helped pay for the Mexican American War in a time of need. When America needed money, it brought millions upon millions of dollars into the American economy. um, it started, well, gold first was discovered in 1848 on the Sutton farm or Sutton Mill. I'll go more into it in episode number 2. This is more just the introduction to it. But the rush actually began in 1849. The citizens that came to the San Francisco Bay Area to embark on their adventure all became known as the 49ers. This is in 1850. It's a big depiction of the mining methods. As you can see right here, they're showing the water go through. Got a little miner over here, shuffling through the rocks. You have right here, this is what you call a cradle. So what you would do is you put the rocks and everything up here and you kind of shake it, right? So then you got your little house, little cabin. So this is a typical Sunday, as miners would work 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, and Sunday they would, have a day off. So up here, this is a picture painted by Charles Nathal, and like I said, it's a typical depiction of a Sunday morning. So up here you have a little fight. Right here you have some horse racing. You got somebody right here who's had a little bit too much fun the night before, as a little drunken spree. Right here you have people reading the Bible, Bible study. And over here you got people doing some laundry. Now, this right here is your first freight. Like, your trucks that are shipping everything that you see on the freeways and everything. Well, this was your first freight liner, I guess you can call it. Your 6 mules right here to carry the supplies from Stockton to a small mining town. This picture was by Eugene Comer. So what's interesting, what some people don't know is, so you have more than just one type of gold. You have lots of different types of way of extracting gold from the earth. And yes, what we like to think of the gold from the 49ers was that all the gold was just like in picture number 1, where they put their little buckets in the water, in the river, and voila, you pick your gold out and you're like, oh, this is amazing, I'm rich. Well, that's how some of the gold is made. The other is from quartz and other raw ore, in which these caravans or trucks, early version of trucks, what they would do is they'd bring the supplies up to the miners, and then on the way back to Stockton, they would take the quartz and the other raw ore to the refineries and basically the rock crushers and the smelters, and they would separate the gold from the rocks. Now, when I was in Africa, I was at a gold mine, and that's that type of mine. They would be taking the quartz away from the rocks, and you can even hear them crushing the rocks, the rock crushers. So if you look below, you'll be able to find a link to that. So you can see that in kind of, it's not the best footage, but you can get a better idea of the rock crushing and extracting gold from quartz. Right here, this is night at a mine. You can kind of see over here, you have one of the miners cooking on the fire. You have one of the miners, must have been a difficult day. He's enjoying himself, drinking a bottle of whiskey. And then you have these 3 miners over here counting and weighing how much gold or quartz. They might be selling quartz, but most likely they're counting how much gold they found for the night. Now, right here, this funny looking guy over here is what a typical miner, a 49er, would look like. He has his cooking pot on his head. He has his materials he's going to need. his pan, his shovel, his little sausages, his kettle, the way he used to weigh things, and his weapons right here. And what it says is on its way to California via St. Louis. So if you ever wanted to think of what a 49er actually looked like, this is what it looked like. Now, today, we have an NFL player as a 49er, but this was an original 49er. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about the 49ers and the gold rush in California, tune in for the next video, which is the giddy start of a grand adventure. And through this video, I'll actually start talking about who the first person was that found the gold out there and what happened to the city of San Francisco in the early ages of the gold rush. And I also will show you which clipping made the news. Was the first clipping out of San Francisco that went out to New York, exposing the gold. Have a great one. Good night, and can't wait to see you on the next video.